Why do women in their 40s suddenly end marriages, change careers, and make radical decisions without needing anyone's approval? The answer isn't in your hormones, it's in your brain. This isn't about a midlife crisis. This isn't about rebellion. This is about neuroscience. And what's happening inside your brain right now is one of the most powerful transformations you'll ever experience. Let me explain what nobody talks about. For decades, society has sold us a lie. The lie says that women peak in their 20s, that 40 is the beginning of decline, that you become invisible, irrelevant, past your prime. But here's what science actually shows. Your brain in your 40s is operating at a level of sophistication it has never reached before. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making, impulse control, and social behavior, doesn't fully mature until your mid-40s. Yes, you heard that right. The part of your brain that helps you understand complex situations, weigh consequences, and make clear-headed decisions is finally at its peak performance. But there's more. Something fascinating happens to the relationship between your amygdala and your prefrontal cortex. Your amygdala is your emotional alarm system. It's what makes you anxious about what others think, what triggers your fear of judgment, what keeps you small and safe. In your 20s and 30s, this alarm system is highly active. You care deeply about social approval. You modify your behavior based on what others might think. Then something shifts. Around 40, the prefrontal cortex gains more control over the amygdala. The alarm system gets quieter, not because you stop feeling emotions, but because your brain becomes better at regulating them. You stop catastrophizing. You stop needing external validation. You start trusting your own judgment. This is why women in their 40s suddenly seem different. They're not being difficult. They're not going through a phase. Their brains have literally rewired themselves to prioritize authenticity over approval. Let's talk about what researchers call neural pruning. Throughout your life, your brain creates connections. Some are useful, many are not. In your 40s, your brain starts an aggressive cleanup process. It cuts away the neural pathways that no longer serve you. Old beliefs that you absorbed from family, society, and past relationships, beliefs that maybe you never even agreed with, start dissolving. This is neurological liberation. Your brain is literally deleting the programming that kept you people-pleasing, over-functioning, and shrinking yourself. Harvard conducted a 15-year study tracking women from their 30s into their 50s. The results were striking. 73% of women over 40 reported feeling more powerful, more confident, and more authentically themselves than at any previous life stage. Not despite aging, but because of it. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Women in their 40s show the highest levels of emotional intelligence ever measured. You can read people better. You can navigate complex social dynamics with ease. You can hold boundaries without guilt. This isn't luck. This is your brain operating at maximum capacity. The decrease in the need for social belonging that happens during this decade is profound. In your 20s, being excluded from a group feels devastating. In your 40s, you realize that not every group deserves your presence. This shift isn't coldness, it's clarity. Think about the women you know who transformed in their 40s. The one who left a marriage everyone thought was perfect, the one who quit a prestigious career to do something meaningful, the one who stopped hosting holidays because she was tired of doing all the work, the one who started saying no without explanation. Society calls this selfish. Neuroscience calls this optimal brain function. There's also a massive shift in your relationship with fear. Your brain's threat detection system becomes more accurate. In your 20s, everything feels like a potential threat. Rejection, failure, judgment, conflict. Your brain overestimates danger and underestimates your ability to handle it. In your 40s, your brain recalibrates. You've survived enough to know what real threats look like. Most of what you worried about never happened. Most of what did happen, you handled. This recalibration creates courage. Not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite it. Let's address the elephant in the room: perimenopause. Yes, hormonal changes are real, but here's what's rarely discussed: the psychological freedom that comes with it. For many women, Decades of their lives were shaped by the biological capacity to have children. Whether they wanted children or not, this capacity influenced how they were treated, how they were valued, and how they saw themselves. When that capacity ends, something unexpected happens. The pressure lifts. The male gaze that has evaluated and judged women since puberty starts to fade. And instead of feeling invisible, many women feel free. Free to be loud. Free to take up space. Free to stop performing femininity in ways that were never authentic. This isn't about giving up. This is about waking up. Your brain is giving you a gift. It's removing the filters that kept you palatable. It's silencing the voices that kept you small. It's handing you the clarity to see your life for what it really is, not what you were told it should be. And yes, this can be disruptive. Relationships built on your compliance will crack. Careers that required you to minimize yourself will feel unbearable. Friendships based on obligation will fade. This isn't failure. This is evolution. The women who resist this transformation, who fight to stay pleasing and accommodating, often experience the most pain, because you can't suppress optimal brain function without consequences. Anxiety, depression, physical illness. These are what happen when you try to force your 40-year-old brain to operate like your 20-year-old brain. So, if you're in your 40s and you feel different, you're not imagining it. If you suddenly can't tolerate things you used to accept, you're not overreacting. If you're making decisions that confuse people around you, you're not being reckless. You're experiencing one of the most powerful neurological upgrades a human brain can go through. Your job isn't to apologize for it. Your job is to trust it. This is your brain at its best. This is you, unfiltered. This is the version of yourself you've been becoming your entire life. Welcome to your power.